Series title: Unnoticed, Season 1. When Feelings Stay Silent, Episode 2. Title: Between Bells and Silences. It had been 3 days since the poetry competition. 3 days since Armand poured his feelings into a mic, hoping the words might find her even if she never knew they were meant for her. Ria hadn't noticed. Or if she had, she hadn't shown it. The window seat in Commerce Block remained occupied, but her eyes never once wandered across to the Arts Block. Armand tried to convince himself he was fine, that her silence didn't sting, that maybe she just wasn't into poetry. But every time he caught her tucking her braid behind her shoulder or scribbling into her notebook, that hollow ache returned. Imran, as always, didn't let him sulk in peace. "You're acting like you got dumped, bro. You weren't even dating her. You just wrote a poem. Chill." "I didn't expect her to fall in love," Armand said, staring at the cracked spine of his poetry notebook. "Just to notice." "Well, the universe works in weird ways," Imran said with a smirk. "You'll get your shot again. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow." A loud group of students burst into their classroom, waving a printed notice. Interstream Creative Fusion Project. Arts, Jiaon. Commerce, Jiaon. Vocational pairings. Check the board. Armand's heart skipped. He followed the crowd to the main notice board. Dozens of students pushed in, trying to find their names. His eyes scanned the list. Armand Desai, Arts Block, Group C. Ria Fernandez, Commerce Block, Group C. He froze. Imran leaned over his shoulder. Well, would you look at that?" He clapped him on the back. "Destiny, my man. You better not blow it this time." They were in the same group. Armand felt a rush of panic and excitement crash together like waves. It was happening. He was going to be part of the same team. They would have to talk, collaborate, maybe even laugh at the same joke. His chance had come in a poem, not from a distance but face to face. The next day, all Group C members were called to the seminar hall. Armand walked in, heart pounding. There she was already seated, flipping through the event manual. She looked calm, focused, untouched by the chaos around her. He took a seat 3 chairs away, close enough to hear her voice, far enough not to look like a creep. "Okay, listen up," the coordinator, Miss Rima, said cheerfully. "Each group will be working on a theme. Yours is Everyday Heroes. You'll create a short presentation combining visuals, voiceover, and narrative. And I want collaboration, not division. Understood?" They nodded. Ria raised her hand. "Do we get to choose roles based on strengths?" "Like, I'm comfortable with visual design." "Of course," Ms. Rima smiled. "Split it among yourselves." That was when the reshuffle happened. One of the students in Group Siatika from Commerce had fallen ill and backed out. Miss Rima clapped her hands and said, "All right, let's rebalance teams. Armand, you'll now work directly with Ria in Danish." Imran's eyes widened from the back of the room. Ria turned slightly to look at Armand, her expression unreadable. It was the first time she'd ever looked at him. "Hi," she said politely. "You're Armand, right? From Arts?" He could barely breathe. "Yeah, that's me." It was the first time she said his name. The rest of the seminar went by in a daze. Plans were discussed, notes exchanged. Ria was brilliant organized, calm, and always one step ahead. She treated him like a teammate, not a stranger. That alone was enough to keep Armand up that night. Back in the hostel, Imran grinned. "How did it feel?" "Like the moon said hello." "Bro, write that down." In the days that followed, meetings became routine. Ria would send him structured outlines. Armand would offer poetic lines to narrate the story. Slowly, words were exchanged beyond the project. One evening, while they were sitting in the library brainstorming, she asked, "You write poetry, right?" Armand's heart raced. "Yeah, a little," she smiled casually. "I think I've heard your voice before. Were you the one who read that piece at the poetry competition? The one about the girl by the window?" He froze, his stomach clenched. "Yeah, that was me." Ria nodded. "It was nice. Beautiful imagery." That was it. She didn't press further, didn't connect the dots, didn't realize it was about her. And yet, to Armand, Her acknowledgement felt like thunder on a quiet night. He began to hope again. Maybe she'd see him. Maybe their group project would become a friendship. Maybe, just maybe, there'd be more. But life had other plans. The day of the presentation arrived. All three stood together backstage, ready. Rhea adjusted her slides. Armand rehearsed his narration. Danish fidgeted with the mic. The lights dimmed. The audience settled. Their presentation was a success. Applause rang out. Teachers congratulated them. Their names were written on the board beside a gold star. Afterward, they gathered outside the auditorium. Rhea turned to Armand. "Thanks for helping with the script. It came out really well." He smiled, shy. "I'm glad. You were amazing," she chuckled. "I just did the visuals." "It's your words that moved everyone." Then her phone rang. She stepped aside, laughing at something. A boy from Commerce joined her. She introduced him as a friend. They walked off together. Armand stood there, watching them fade into the crowd. Imran joined him a minute later. "That was something." "Yeah," Armand whispered. "It was." He looked up at the sky, trying to blink back something he wouldn't name. The moon didn't say hello this time. It just watched.